What's up, guys? Winter Kills here, bringing you a brand new deck profile. So, as we all know, the latest structure that just came out was the Master Pendulum structure deck. It released a lot of new Magician stuff, and it also released Skullcrabat Joker, which will probably be used later on for Pepe. It's a very powerful search card. It's like a Stratos for the archetype. But I ended up putting together basically a pretty decent deck out of the whole 3 structure decks that I bought, with the addition of some other cards like Wavering Eyes and stuff like that. And it's a really fun deck. It's so much fun to play, actually. I didn't play this at locals last night. I played D2D because I still didn't know how to really run this deck properly. When I was playing around with it, did a lot of testing with it in between matches and stuff. And it's like really fun to play, and it's really consistent, and it can like make huge boards really fast. So without further ado, we'll get into the deck profile, Magician's deck profile. Alright guys, so for the monsters, basically these first few monsters are basically going to be monsters that you just get in the structure deck, so you don't need to go looking too far for them. 3 Wisdom Eye Magician, 5 scale level 4 Spellcaster Pendulum. Effect, basically when you put him in your Pendulum scale with another Pendulum monster, you basically destroy himself, and then he goes to the extra deck, obviously, and then you can go grab another Magician monster and put it in the scale. So you could go grab any other one. You could grab Oath Dragon, Dragon Pulse, Dragon Pit, Noble Dragon. You can just grab a whole bunch of different things. And if you open like multiples of these, you can do it more than once per turn, because his effect is more than once per turn, his Pendulum effect, so it's pretty busted. And I think this card got hit to 1 in the OCG. And then his other effect, his monster effect, is a discard effect. You target 1 card in your Pendulum zone, whose current Pendulum scale is different from its original Pendulum scale. Its Pendulum scale becomes its original Pendulum scale at the end of this turn. You hardly ever really use that. At least I haven't. But yeah, one of the better cards of the deck. And Wisdom Eye combos well with this guy, Oath Dragon, because when Wisdom Eye pops himself, he can add a face-up Magician. I believe it's Magician. Yeah, 1 Magician or Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your extra deck, and you can add to your hand except himself. So yeah, when he goes to pop, or when Wisdom Eye pops himself, you can just add it back, and then you can just have that second Wisdom Eye in your hand to activate again. If you have like a Wavering Eyes or something, it's just really good. And then his other effect is, if this card is a normal special summon, you can add a Odd Eyes or Magician monster from your graveyard back to your hand, so it helps when you make like Xyz plays and they end up getting in your graveyard. He helps recycle them. 3 Noble Dragon Magician. At first I didn't play this card, and then I realized how good it was. It is a Spellcaster Pendulum Tuner effect. It's a really long description. You can't activate this unless you have a Magician in your other Pendulum zone, but more often than not you will, because that's pretty much all you're playing is Magician Pendulums. You can never use it for a synchro material except for the synchro summon of a dragon type synchro monster, so you can make Trish pretty easily. You can make Black Rose, you can make a lot of different dragon synchros that you want, but you're mainly going to make Meteor Burst because it just works well with the deck. This card uses a synchro material unless all of the synchro materials are Odd Eyes monsters. Place this card in the bottom of your deck. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target 1 level 7 or higher Odd Eyes monster you can control and reduce the level by 3 and reduce special summon this card. So it's got a pretty unique effect for a lot of the Odd Eyes stuff. If it's not used for the other materials in the synchro summon aren't Odd Eyes, this just goes back to the bottom of the deck, so you can synchro Pendulum back out and synchro again. That would be pretty busted if you could. But I don't really play the Odd Eyes engine in here at all. I feel like the Magician and Perform Age, Perform Pale works much better. I don't want to play cards like Odd Eyes because I think they're a little too slow. So yeah, I played 3 of those. And just great for synchro plays. Another thing of it, is Black Rose a dragon or is it a plant? I can't remember, and I don't want to sound stupid. Probably already do though. 3 Skullcrabat Joker, one of the better cards in the deck. Basically, if he's normal summoned, so you can't Pendulum summon out, so it's always important to make this your normal summon for the turn. You can just go grab a Perform Pale monster, a Magician monster, or an Odd Eyes monster, except himself. And then his Pendulum effect is you cannot Pendulum summon monsters except for Perform Pale monsters, Magician, Pendulum monsters, and Odd Eyes monsters. This effect cannot be negated. So pretty standard stuff that we've seen before in some Pendulum monsters. But yeah, very awesome card. I usually end up grabbing it off Majester at the end of the turn. to set up for next turn plays. Next, we play 3 Dragon Pulse Magician. I like him better than Pit, so I play 3 of them. His unique Pendulum effect, basically, if you have a Magician card in your other Pendulum zone, you can discard a Pendulum monster in the field, target one phase of monster in the field, destroy it. So it's good for clearing problem cards out of the way. And obviously he's minimalist, so it does not have any other effects. Lastly, I play 2 Dragon Pit Magician. This is basically your end game for, like, if you're going into multiple Wisdom Eyes. This is going to be your last scale that you can grab, because then you can Pendulums out your Oath Dragons, because he's the 8th scale, and Oath Dragon can help you make Naruto, the Moral Leader, which is absolutely insane for this deck. The card went from like cents to like $20 like overnight just because of this deck. Basically, if you have a Magician, he has the same effect as Dragon Pulse. Basically, you can discard a card, destroy a spell, and trap card in the field. If you have another Magician in your other Pendulum zone. Next, we're getting away from some of the Pendulum monsters and just going into some regular monsters. 3 Gigabyte, everything's a spellcaster more often than not, and awesome rank 4 play to go into for to search this is your King of the Feral Imps. I only play 1 King of Feral Imps in the extra deck, so I might end up bumping it to 2 if I need to, because this card is so powerful. It just helps you make instant rank 4s for days. And then I play a smaller Perform Mage Engine, not the same as you would see in Pepe, because you need room for your Magician. So I play 2 Damage Juggler, amazing card, 2 Trick Clown, and 1 Hat Tricker. I like this ratio because you do play 3 Pendulum Call in the deck, which requires a discard, and Trick Clown just helps you have discard fodder for that. And this is basically like a 4th Gigabyte if you need it. And then lastly, for some 1-0s, I'm playing 1 Repetier. It's just a problem card out to anything. And lastly, 1 Breaker to fit with the Spellcaster theme and for more back row removal. And it's just a nice looking breaker too. Like, come on. Yeah, but that's it for the monsters. A whole lot of monsters, a whole lot of Pendulum monsters. Very, very fun deck, though. Majority of this basically comes in the structure deck. These guys don't. Obviously, the Formation stuff that came out in the previous set. Gigabyte comes in there, and then pretty much all of this comes in the structure deck. So it's a very good structure deck from what I've seen in the past. It's probably one of the best structure decks in a while, since like the Lightsworn structure deck. But yeah, next we'll go into the spells. Alright guys, so for spells, starting off with triple Wavering Eyes, powerful card. Just go grab things that you need. And also, very good just to have in your deck in the meta right now. Because if you go up against Pepe and you resolve this first before they can have theirs, if they don't have the Damage Juggler, you pretty much win at that point. 3 Pendulum Call, basically you discard a card, any card, so it really works real well with it when you're discarding a Damage Juggler, or if you're discarding a Trick Clown, you can go grab 2 Pendulum Magician monsters with different names, so you go grab a complete scale. It's absolutely amazing. It has an added bonus effect, basically. Till the end of your opponent's next turn, after this card resolves, Magician cards in your Pendulum zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can only activate 1 Pendulum Call one Pendulum Call per turn. You cannot activate this card if you've activated Magician Monster's Pendulum effect this turn. So you activate this at the beginning of your turn, and then you can just go off from there. Yeah. Just amazing card. Next, play 2 Mystical Space Typhoon and just 1 Instant Fusion. I only play 1 because you don't really have too much of a graveyard presence until late game, so that's why I only just play 1 Instant Fusion. So that's for the spells. We'll go into the traps. Alright guys, and lastly for traps, I'm playing Scolding. Since I'm playing Scolding, I don't really want to play too many other traps, so just playing a Mirror Force, a Vanities, and a Breakthrough Skill. Yeah, just light traps, all very good right now, and yeah. Well, that's it for the main deck. We will wrap it up and go into the extra deck. Alright guys, so for the extra deck we're playing 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, rank 7, generic. But basically his effect is as reads. When any player's monster declares an attack, you can attach 1 Ixie material from this card and negate the attack, and then you can special 1 Odd Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard. If this Ixie summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Odd Eyes monster from your extra deck, except Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. You can only use each effect of Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon once per turn. So yeah, it's a pretty cool card. I only play 2 Dragon Pit, which is level 7, so you can't really make him that easy. I play 1 Gaunt Launcher for 6. I would be playing a Naruto. I was going to pick one up the other day, which was yesterday, probably when I upload this. I was going to buy it for 15 off one of my friends, and he wouldn't sell it to me for whatever reason. He said he might have it next week. So next week, if I do an updated profile of this, which I probably will since I have a lot of fun playing it, I'll have a Naruto the Moral Leader. 2 level 6 spellcasters. Basically, during either position, you can nade a spell or trap, and it's just absolutely nuts for this deck. 2 Magister just helps keep your search engine going if you need more resources. I play 1 Ragna Zero. I'm not really sure why I don't play Mirror Conductor. I was playing Mirror Conductor in a previous build, but I guess it's alright still. Even if you're up against Pepe and you play them, they can Mirror Conductor something or whatever. It's also pretty good against DDD because they're face-up contract cards. Actually, I think that's the only reason I'm still playing it now, because my brother plays DDD and he has the Contract of the Witch, which gives them 1,000 attack during your turn only. So you can just blow their stuff up and draw. Castel, Dweller, and Dark-Bound Exceed Dragon. It's just because another problem remover, and I really like it. 4 Mage, Trapeze, Magician, and King of the Feral Imps, a must. 2 Meteor Burst. I absolutely love this card. Basically, it's a generic Synchro, level 7. When this card is special summon, you can target 1 card in your Pendulum Zone, special summon it. Also, this card cannot attack for the rest of this turn. You can use this effect of Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon once per turn. Monster in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects during the battle phase, so that's actually a pretty decent effect. And then lastly, we play the 1 Nodent for the instant fusion. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Everything's there except for the Naruto, which I hopefully will be getting soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this Magician Pendulum deck profile. It's a lot of fun. Still needs some work though. It's not 100%. I'm still kind of like iffy on some ratios. Like Pendulum Call is I'm playing at 3 currently just because it's good to search, but like when you go grab it, it says that your Pendulum Scales can't be destroyed, so I don't think that means you can use his effect, because it does say you have to destroy it, and it says your things can't be destroyed by card effect, period. So you kind of have to go grab different scales, but you can still grab like Oath Dragon and the Noble Dragon, or you can grab Pulse and Pit, which I'm pretty sure is more intended, or you can just get this to your hand if you need it to Pendulum Summon out. So I don't know, I might cut down Pendulum Call back to 2 for now. Yeah, there's definitely going to be an updated profile coming, so look out for that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter either. Wouldn't mind if you guys doing that. I'll be posting some updates there a lot when new videos are going up, stuff like that. Deck profiles coming up. Yeah, thanks for watching. As always, WinnerKills signing out. See you in the next one.